Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to Warrior Goddess Boundary Builder Inner Circle. This is our first coaching session. I'm so excited to be here. I've introduced myself to you guys, and we're just at the very beginning of this process. And so I think that Dr. Tanya really had a great weigh-in before we opened up the room for everybody. And it's like, the first time we open this doorway, you might be saying, oh my gosh, I've been here before. I've learned all this stuff. What am I doing here? I think this is a valuable the thought process. It's a valuable thought process. But I think what trips us up is this word boundaries, okay? Because really what we're talking about isn't a fence or drawing a line. It's more about our relationship with ourselves and our ability to communicate our needs in a way in that moment that helps our brain to kick in and hear what we're saying so that we feel like we're confident and self-empowered at that moment, that the boundary has been crossed. Now, right now, that might sound kind of confusing to some, and it might be like rant, rant, rant to others. But what I invite all of you is to bear with me. This is a cognitive process. So we're walking through the process of cognitive recognition. And the process begins with understanding the unhelpful beliefs that we've carried with us, sometimes from the time we were little kids. Now, and there are times in our lives when these beliefs served us really well, and they really did. They protected us, but not anymore. And so now at this moment in our lives, as we move into our next great declaration as leaders, as thought creators, as fully self-empowered women and successful women, we want to be able to master all of our relationships and interactions with others, and specifically beginning with us. Okay, so that's why when we open the door to lesson number 1, we're reviewing unhelpful beliefs and helpful beliefs that have been part of this beautiful quilt that's called you and has created each piece of you along the way. Because this then enables us to get clear on what that boundary, if you will, or limit that we want to set for us. Okay, because boundaries aren't fences. Okay, they're not created to cut us off from others, or they're not manipulations either. And that's really important, because I think so often we see a boundary as a tool to get us what we want. But a healthy boundary is honestly a process and a practice that we learn so that we can have the freedom that we're here to have. And the only way for us to fully self-actualize emotional freedom is for us to understand all of the things we're made of and how to communicate that to other people. So many of you are experts in your field. In fact, every one of you, there's not one of you in this room that is not an expert in your field and a leader. And you lead so many people in your lives. We have healers. We have emotionally intelligent, incredible women. You counsel, you work with women and men, some of you every single day. And you are a thought leader. But at the end of the day, when the lights go off, you have to come home to yourself, your relationships, your thoughts, your beliefs, and the people you love. We want emotional freedom. And so the only way for us to release ourselves from the chains that are binding us with us is for us to get very clear on our limits and who we are and what we need in that moment. So you're going to learn every single time I open this doorway, the 5 bodies physical practice. And there's a reason for that. We're going to access all 5 bodies of emotional body, personal body, physical body, emotional body, spiritual body. We're going to access every single one of these bodies in a 2-minute practice that I'd like for you to install in your software every single day. And this will also be in our Facebook group. Okay, so I'm going to share that with you. Oh, yay. I'm going to share that with you. Okay. And so the reason why I'm sharing this practice is that there are 5 different bodies inside this one body. So often Dr. Deepak Chopra says, oh my God, you know what? There's about 5 different people that are fighting for possession of this one body. There's a father, there's a thought leader, there's a grandfather, there's, the lover, there's all these things. And so how do I show up fully shining for myself, no matter what role I'm playing in my day? And that's honestly what this word boundaries truly is about. Because when you know you and you're fully confident, you're going to show up even in these moments that are not necessarily fun, like crucial conversations. And you're going to be able to master that from the seat of being calm, focused, even if your heart is beating like a rabbit. You're going to be able to say your piece, stand in your power, speak your truth, okay? Without causing a rift in the really most important relationships that you want to have in your life, okay? So that's a lot of dialogue. So let's get started. We have some new people in the room. I think, let's see who all is in here. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to ask Silmar to unmute, to turn your camera on.
Oh, can you give me a few minutes? I'm in the middle of something at work.
Okay, you betcha.
Thanks.
All right, so briefly, I would like to say welcome to everybody. Please share in the chat. Let's do a little warm up here. Number 1, where you're from. And number 2, what is one thing you're really proud of for yourself this week? Okay, so share that quickly in the chat. Where are you from? What's one thing you're really proud of about yourself this week? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself this week because I have you all here. You're all here. You're all together. Woo-hoo. And this is fabulous. Okay. Secondly, this is a great opportunity because I have another incredible thought leader. Well, I have several thought leaders in this group, but I may reach out to you and invite you to share your zone of genius with the group. If you'd like to do that, please raise your hand because I have another. Yes, thank you. I was hoping you'd do that. And so raise your hand if you'd like to share a practice when you come into the room, your zone of genius, your talent, that'd be great. Okay, so Jolene is from Missoula. Yay, Jolene. And Jolene set a boundary this week with her hubby. Some of you might have seen that in the Facebook group. By the way, check into the Facebook group. You'll be really glad you did. Jolene, nice job going to the Facebook group. Good job, ladies, sharing a little bit about you. Thank you. Some of you are so darn busy and working your butts off, and you took time to share you with the group. By the way, that's really what this is all about, because every woman in this room wants to help the other one. So go into the Facebook group, share your wisdom. You guys are smart as hell. So get in there and share stuff with each other. Okay, and Doreen. Oh, Doreen is from Winnipeg. You're proud of yourself. You said no to someone. Woohoo! Just no, or were there other things there, Doreen? Tanya lives in Iowa, works out, and she taps every morning. She worked out and tapped this morning. That's a great practice. We'd love to learn that from you, Dr. Tanya. Woohoo, yeah. All right. And then we have Jennifer from Winnipeg. Oh, Jennifer is amazing, by the way. She is all about decluttering. And nice job doing module 1. Yay, way to go. And consistent at the gym. Okay, ladies, number 1, secret to boundaries is self-care. All right, self-care. one self-care practice this week that you're going to practice. That could be anything from drinking more water to walking and moving to setting an alarm. So I'm not sitting in front of my laptop for ridiculous amounts of time. All right. It can be doing some prayer, doing some meditation, by physical body practice, self-care. That's number one. Okay, and Paulette, she's going to be happy to do one of her sessions with all of you. Yay, Paulette, right on. So you guys, her personal page, she's sharing also, so go there. Every woman in this group is about giving and receiving. Number one, we connect. Number two, we serve. Number three, we ask. So that's the business piece. Okay, so let's begin. And I want to say Kathleen is new to the group. Kathleen, welcome. Please share in the chat. So if you guys are new to the chat, you go down to the bottom and you can see a little bubble and it says chat, and you're going to open that up. And we are going to have time so that we can collaborate and connect. But I want to give you guys the rules of how this is going to go each session before we do that. Okay. All right. So every time we meet, I'd like for you guys to make sure all your devices are turned off. That's really important. Put all your stuff on the sidelines because this is your time. Number two, we're a community that's going to be moving in. Hi, yay! I'm going to screw your name up. So, Silmar, can you unmute and share your name with us?
Yes, Selmar.
Selmar. Okay. And Kathleen, can you unmute too, please?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so Kathleen, quickly introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
I'm Kathleen. I live in Missoula, Montana. I've lived all over the United States, really from Hawaii to Alabama to Mississippi to California to Chicago to Salt Lake City to Pittsburgh. So I've done a lot of different things. I've taught college in a community college. I worked in the travel industry as a manager in the Chicago area for a long time. I was a yoga teacher, and I was also a salesperson.
Yahoo. Well, and I want you guys to know that Kathleen, she worked for Bikram back before he got busted and in trouble. And Kathleen is an amazing lady. I've known Kathleen for many, many years. Thank you for joining us, Kathleen.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
Selmar, welcome. Please tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, hang on. I'm having a problem here with my computer. Anyways, hi, I'm Selmar. I live in Orlando, Florida. I am a commercial lines, heavy truck and equipment, bodily injury adjuster. I also owned a small electrical contracting company, and that's all.
All right, well, welcome, Selmar. We're so happy and grateful to have you here. And Paulette referred Selmar, so let's give her a woohoo. By the way, at the bottom, there are little places where you can react, and everybody likes an emoji, so share the love. And Jessie, thank you for sharing. She's in Kent, Washington. Jessie is a rock star. And so in the side chat, many of you have blah, blah. You've shared your Facebook profile, so connect, serve, help each other. I would love to connect Kathleen with Dr. Tanya. I'd love to connect Paulette with Doreen and Jesse, Jennifer with everybody. Jennifer is amazing. I'd like to connect Jolene with, just keep connecting, guys. We want to connect. We want to serve, and we want to refer. So, and by the way, Jolene, you're connected with me, and you and I, we have lunch. And so I'd like to connect you with Jesse. But I think the more we connect and we serve and we refer. Okay. So let's get down to the business at hand today. Turn your devices off. Every time I'm going to generate state at the beginning, or I'm going to ask Dr. Tanya to generate state, or I'm going to ask Paulette to generate state. I'm taking a lot of extra time today. Time is of the essence. I have about 5 minutes to generate state for you. And so when you're asked to serve and you raise your hand, you've got 5 minutes. Generating state is our opportunity to make this a room of giving and receiving. So it's all about vibration, frequency, love. You could go into the Zoom meeting, go on the wall, share your practice with us. Do that 5 minute. You got a meditation, share it there. We love it. We need you. We can't do this alone. When it comes to speaking our boundaries, we need to practice, we need community, and we need to talk with each other. So I will be following the following format. We will begin by generating state. Secondly, we're going to talk about the lesson for that day. Thirdly, we will generally have a breakout room. Now, the greatest part is I have 8 women in this room. If all 8 of you show up, we can have 2 to a breakout room, which is awesome. And then we can give and receive, and we can move to another breakout room. Then we come back together. We have Q&A based on the lesson. And then this is all housed in our Facebook group. If you would like to schedule one-on-one with me, feel free to do that. Just raise your hand. It's on me. I want to give you all the white glove treatment I give my clients that pay me $5,000 for this work. Okay, so you can schedule with me, and it's free, free, free. Okay, so let's get started. Go ahead and mute your microphone, and I'd like all of you just to rub your hands together. I mean, make it count, right? All right, and we're going to go ahead and you're going to slap your hands for four directions: north, south, east, west. Here we go. Here's 1, and really shake it. Use that energy. Here's 2, and shake it. Use that energy. Here's 3, and here's 4. Now, this is Reiki healing. So this is self-Reiki. You're going to close your eyes, and I'm just going to have you hover this over where you need this most. Keep your eyes closed, and we're going to continue with our 5 physical body practice. And just notice that vibration, frequency, healing power. And now very gently relax your hands in your lap. Please take a long breath in. And take a long breath out through your nose. And allow your body to settle. And now breathing naturally. Draw your attention to your first physical, spiritual body, your body, and ask your body with no judgment, just like an observer, what do you need from me right now? Just notice what you're noticing with non-judgment. What do you need from me right now? Simply stay in the listening. And now take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose. And take a long breath out. And now draw your attention to your sweet, tender heart. And just feel your heart beating in your chest. Notice, without judgment, if it's feeling constricted or tight or relaxed and open. Notice if you feel heat or cooling. Just notice whatever you're noticing. And simply ask your heart, what do you need from me right now? What do you need from me right now? Breath in. and breath out. And now draw your attention to your emotional body and ask your emotional body, what do you need from me right now? And take a long, slow, deep breath in and out. And now draw your attention to your mind body and ask your mind, what do you need from me right now? What do you need from me right now? Breath in and out. And now draw your attention to your spiritual body and ask your spiritual body, what do you need from me right now? What do you need from me now? And as you take a breath in, thank your body, your mind, your spirit, your heart, and take a breath out and release. And now, without saying a word, open your eyes and write down what you've learned today. Today, we approached and accessed the human body, the heart, the mind, emotions, spiritual. Just simply write it down. And if you don't have a notebook, make sure you bring one next time. I would really like you to write this, not just text it or type it. You have about a minute here. You're fine, Jolene. What you might do in the future is add earbuds. That will help you a lot. And they won't be able to hear me. Okay, everybody, it's time to come back. So the purpose of the 5 physical body practice is that our body mind gets imbalanced throughout our day. And it is the root cause for so many of our emotional, physical, all these things, especially for women, because we are emotional creatures and communicators by our very nature. And when we check in with our body, our mind, and our spirit for 2 minutes, a couple times a day, as you get start practicing this, you get really good at it. You don't have to close your eyes anymore. You're just going to know right away what your body, mind, all these things needs. Okay, and that is the whole goal of manifestation. Okay. And there's no delineation between boundaries and manifestation. Because you are a lot of different things. You have a lot of moving parts, right? They're all the same. They're all you. Okay, please share in the chat when you hear the word boundary, what comes to mind. Yes, Tanya.
You had 5. What are the 5 again? Because I'm
Your
trying
body.
to do it and I'm not memorizing it.
Yes, that's why I said it at the end. Your body. And by the way, it's going to be on the video in our Facebook group.
Okay.
Your body, your mind, your heart. Thank you for asking. I love that. You guys ask. Your emotional body and your spiritual body.
Yeah, that's
okay?
what I thought. Okay, thanks.
This is from the work of Dr. Tej Paul. who wrote the book Manifest Moment to Moment. I studied with her at Canyon Ranch many, many years ago. It's very, very powerful practice, by the way. And if you've never been to Canyon Ranch, it's a very posh spa in Tucson. She's brilliant. Okay, so when you hear the word boundary, what comes to your mind first? Please share. No one can hear you. Yes, thank you, Jolene. Oh man. Okay. So share in the chat when you hear the word boundary, what comes to your mind first, and what, with that, guys, what messages did you receive growing up, directly or indirectly, about setting your limits? You know, were you reinforced to speak up as a kid? Were you told it's not ladylike to be emotional in public? You know, when we're searching for approval for our caregivers, we tend to suppress and deny so much of ourselves. And we don't realize that. And you know, the crazy part is often in our family of origin, that can be positively reinforced. Being cute, being quiet, being the good girl. Or perhaps other women are reinforced that in each other. You know, this becomes, you know, the girls get together and reinforce, oh my God, she's so giving. She gives everyone everything to everyone. Okay. So staying on courses to your attentions, absolutely. A boundary could be a wall. Sure. If we look, Selmar, at the obvious, a boundary could be a wall, but for our usages now, a boundary is simply a bridge. So I'd like for you to think of boundaries in terms of bridging. It's a bridge. It's going to bridge you primarily with yourself. That's number one. Because we have a lot of healers in this room. Even those of you that are in tech and all this financial stuff, here is a epiphany, ladies. You are all healers, every single one of you. You are all medicine women. Yes, every single one. Because you're here, that speaks volumes. You are the crazy ones, the ones that say, hey, I'm great, but I can be better. All right. Honor your space and your goals. Absolutely, Paulette. Yes, this is my space, my goals, but I'm going to honor me. I'm going to honor you. I'm going to invite you to connect with me. I'm inviting you to join me, right? This is really important, guys. There's a big difference between inviting somebody and them overpowering you. I am inviting you. Honor your space and your goals. Hey, you know what? I didn't give you permission to make me feel small or bad about myself, and I'm not going to stand here. I'm not going to do it, right? Because you are no one's child and no one's victim. And there's a way to say that in a way that helps you to stand true to yourself. This is very helpful if you're in corporate, by the way, or if you're in rooms of men, is to know how to establish your boundaries in a powerful way, so that you show up as a fully shining woman. So why do we begin where we are today? Because we have to begin with the first phase. We want to uncover those unhelpful patterns that are currently alive in your relationship with yourself. The body keeps the score. And even if you think you've got this great relationship with yourself, what is your body telling you? What is your body telling you?
Telling you.
Yeah, right. What's your body telling you?
What's really going on?
Absolutely, Kathleen. What is really going on? And so we want to understand what these patterns and habits are that have created who we have become, so we can understand why they are not helpful to us. Okay? And that's important. That's why I begin with some of these questions. And some of you might be saying, oh my God, these are things that I've done again and again and again. Yes, but now we're going to put them to a real practice. So you get to say it and practice it and be it. Okay? Because we all know this. I mean, every single one of us knows what we don't want. Every single one of us knows what the unhelpful beliefs are that we're raised with, but yet they follow us around like, you know, like a cancer. And where do they show up? Fear, guilt, and self-deprecation. Okay, and for some of us, they show up in other ways. Everyone's different. There's no one size fits all. Thank you, God. Okay, so was there a time in your life when you wished you'd spoken up or protected your space, but you didn't? Anybody in the chat? Ah, Paulette, Caribbean and Latin parents are cruel. Dr. Tanya.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Silmar knows that. There's a slang in our island that it says that children speak when she can pee. They don't pee. So we have to shut up. And when I was a child, there was a lot of times that I wanted to speak out, and I didn't want it to my parents to be upset with me because there were some severe consequences. I was also raised by two principal schools, and I was in a Catholic school, and I was part of the Catholic Daughters of America, and they were preparing me to be one day Miss Universe Puerto Rico. I never did that, and so I had to shut up, be a lady, and there were some times that there were some kids that they were kind of abusive, or they wanted to take advantage of us because we're girls and no one will believe us, so we have to shut up.
Yep. So buck up and shut up. Okay. Women who are here who were not raised in Latin culture, who had the buck up and shut up? Hey, check it out, ladies. It's universal. Woohoo! Okay.
Well, I'm going to disagree because in the Latin culture, it's very, they don't care if they're in public doing it. And in coming here from a Latin country, you see many Americans, they talk very kind and calm and collected to their kids in front of other people, even though this may be occurring in the house, but they don't do it in public. In our culture, it doesn't matter where you are. I mean, you could get a big whooping in front of everybody, and no one will ever say anything.
Anybody ever have that experience from America? Please raise your hand. Who got spanked in public in front of God and everybody? Okay, so suit up and get out. What was a female boss? That's what the female boss told her. Suit up and get out. Hey guys, anybody have a religious mom who said, hey, you know what? Nice girls don't do that. Don't shout, don't yell. Okay. Anybody was shamed and tamed by their father or by their first grade teacher? Anybody shamed and tamed because they had personality and they didn't fit in, they fit out? Anybody get told you were too cute, too loud, too quiet, too sweet, too pretty, too ugly? Anybody? Yeah, how helpful was that? So this is I love this first lesson because it really pisses me off. Does this piss anybody off? Yeah, good. Be pissed off. Be very pissed off, because the only way you're going to shift this dynamic is to be angry and to start claiming you. It's time to claim you. Quit hurting you. Quit beating you up. All right. And thank you, you guys. Can anyone share a time when you saw someone, maybe a woman, stand up for herself? What stuck out for you about that moment? Share that in the chat. Wow, my mom had a needle so she could pinch me if I was misbehaving. Holy mackerel, that is huge, Paulette. My husband's Jewish mother had fingernails that would go right through his. All right. Being treated like an object. Yes, Dr. Tanya, I bet. Okay, so guys, we're looking at the beautiful girl. Yeah, in my thing, Dr. Tanya, you're over here. And so being treated like an object. Yeah. I stood up for someone a few months ago. Yeah. And she's being mistreated, stepped on. So Doreen stood up for somebody. Would I do that for myself though? I'm not sure. Well, I'm looking forward to you saying hell yes. Okay. Okay, so how many of you are familiar with a woman in your life that stood up for herself, and what did you think of her? Share that in the chat. Okay, you'll find that most of the women that made the greatest impact on you in your life were the women that stood up for themselves. And I think you'll find that what you learned was highly valuable, and how what you learned versus what the world thought are two different things. Okay, all right. Yeah, she must be crazy. There's an opinion. There's all kinds of peanut gallery. Powerful, yes. So as you become more successful, watch what happens. Who here is very successful? Every one of you. Name it and claim it, ladies. Every one of you. You're successful in your career. You're successful in your markets. You're rocking it. Hell yeah. Yeah, there you go. How many of you are successful? We want to name it and claim it. And how many people show up to make sure that you play small? How many of you played small because of that? Not anymore. There's a new sheriff in town.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. What was a rule or silent expectation in your childhood home that shaped how you view boundaries today? Ah, my grandmother marched and protested. Wow. Yeah. My mom brought the first union to our town back in 1968 to her company because men and women were not getting equal pay, and the company was making them punch out even at lunchtime and breaks. And my mom got shoved. I remember turning on the TV, seeing Mama getting shoved into a police car on local news. That was exciting when I was like 8 years old. And it was because she said son of a bitch when someone tried to walk across the picket line. And you're not allowed to cuss in America if somebody crosses your picket line. Okay. And that changed my life. All right, I slay. Yeah, way to go, Jennifer. You slay. Woo. Okay, grandmother. So grandmas are rebels, right, Paulette? And our grandma are strong. I've read so many stories about the strong Latina grandma. By God, grandma ran the family, and so many strong, amazing women come forward. Now, how many of you in the Canadian and American culture have had strong grandmas that, boy, they were strong, one way or the other. All right. Let's go around and share one way people pleasing or fear of conflict has shown up in your life. One way, we're going to go around and share that, in which people pleasing or fear of conflict has shown up in your life. Now, everybody has about 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 9 minutes. Okay. So who wants to start? Okay, Paulette.
I'm the starter. So when I was an employee, I had to shut up a lot, and I'm very vocal and opinionated. And I had to shut up because if I lose my job, my kids were affected. There were no money at home. As a single mom, it was hard. So I got sick a lot during that time, and I was scared to death. So I felt so powerless. I felt like, you know, like I was a slave, that I was not meant to live that life. And that's when I chose to open my business. I knew that it was a risk, but guess what? I was putting my life and everything in the hands of other people, and I lost control. So I prefer to have control. And if I lost something, it's because of me or my actions or whatever, but at least I had the opportunity to explore new opportunities without a yes or no from someone else. And but being an employee was scary. It was difficult, and I was not allowed to be sick or
Okay.
being a mom at
So
all.
that's a great share. That was 1 minute. Good job. So it was
Thank you.
fear. Fear showed up for Paulette, and fear is what
Yeah.
drove you to start your own business. Congratulations. You are a warrior. That's
Thank
so brave. So brave. So brave. How many of you been afraid? And then you open something even scarier, your own thing, right? Wow, that's brave. Okay. Who's next? We have Paulette. Jesse, 1 minute. Okay, now I'm going to time you. I didn't before. Here we go. Boom, go. Oh, you might want to unmute.
Can you repeat the question while we're waiting? What was the question?
Okay. Where in your life? Oh, wait, sorry. What was that moment in your life where you experienced people pleasing? One way, what's one way? Sorry, what's one way people pleasing or fear of conflict has shown up in your life? 1 minute,
Okay.
go.
So having issues in my home and having autoimmune conditions that kept being triggered whenever I would get upset. So I started to say yes to my husband for things that wouldn't serve me. And then what did that do? Perpetuated more of the autoimmune problems, which then led to him having more responsibility because I continued to decline. And I was not aware, despite my training, of how much I was giving my power away. His answer was go get a regular job. His answers were a lot of things that were not in alignment for me. And once the day came of stepping into that, so many things shifted, not only the health, the relationship, the relationships around me as well. However, I would love to say that that adjustment happened soon, but it didn't. It was over 15 years before I really took a stand for myself.
Okay, time is up. Powerful, powerful share. Leaving yourself behind so that you can show up and people please for others, and the body keeps the score. But years later, repair, recovery. Boy, that's a powerful share. Dr. Tanya?
I'm trying to settle on one. Just one time.
One, you got
Oh
1
my
minute.
gosh.
Go.
Yeah. So I should have put my foot down about putting my husband's name on our agreement with his mother, and who owned our house. And when she died, we had to move after 21 years and many thousands of dollars put into the house to make it right. We had to act like we had just rented it for all that time and lost $80,000 of equity. And what I should have done was said, I demand that you get this in writing now. And if you don't do it, I will. And I didn't do that because I thought it's his situation. I should just leave it alone. And it cost us a lot.
Wow. Wow. That was 49 seconds. Way too.
Well, I can tell you it all
short.
turned out okay.
It all,
You're
yes,
worried.
it all turned out to, okay. But okay, so guys, we will never use the word should anymore. No more shoulding all over ourselves. Boom, there you go. Strong woman, powerful story, powerful. That is powerful, Tanya. Jennifer.
Okay, I landed on this one, although there were many. When I first had my full-time business coaching business, it was what I wanted to do. I was coming out of my MBA, did not like my job, but in that same year, I also met my now ex-husband. And the people pleasing part was him asking me to go back to my cushy day job. And we were engaged and getting married and all that kind of stuff. And then even after my daughter was born, I wanted to stay off, and she has extra needs and lots of medical stuff was happening. Still wanted to stay off. And his answer was, go back to work to show your commitment to the marriage, essentially. So that guilt was put on me in terms of like the people pleasing. So everything was about showing my commitment to like the family and the marriage and all that kind of stuff. But there was so many compromises I made, going back to my day job and not allowing my business coaching business to thrive, because it would have seriously taken off especially in the era that I started it in the online space.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a big one.
That's a very big one. And that is a very wise share. And that was 1 minute, 18 seconds. Good job. Oh my gosh. And that was hard to share. So I just want to say thank you for sharing that with all of us. Doreen?
I totally relate to you, Jesse. I also had, so I lost my job in 2010 due to an illness, and we two income down to one income, and he guilted me into having my autoimmune disease, and we were dysfunctional together. I was trying to put our marriage back together, and I kept on trying to find different ways of earning an income, and because he was guilting me into it. And I was asking for couples therapy, and his response was, well, we can't fix lupus in couples therapy. So, but it still took about a year for me to finally leave him, to realize that I have my own power, and I came out of that. So it was all the guilt and so I kept on, yes, 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 I need to do this, yes, 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 which caused my illness to get further and further worse.
Excellent. So it just made your illness worse, leaving you behind so that you show up for your partner, leaving you behind so you can be the good wife, leaving you behind so that you bridge the gap, leaving you behind because you trust your partner. All these things that happens in our relationship with ourselves. Kathleen, 1 minute. Here we go. Boom.
Similar to the last two testimonies, I moved up from California, and I was a Bikram teacher, yoga teacher. I worked for Bikram and Rajashri that ran the yoga school, and was like one of their kind of, if you think of it, the inner circle. I was one of the main people there. And I loved my yoga practice. And I came up here and they had a studio, and I went to the studio a lot and was going to teach there, but things were so bad at home. I couldn't really ever teach because I was always upset. And I had to go do something else entirely different than yoga to earn a living. And I regret giving up my practice because I got so involved in other things. So, and resulted in some health issues too.
Thank you for sharing. Here's a wonderful part is you're here to reclaim you.
I'm here to reclaim me.
Yeah, sometimes we lose ourselves along the way. This is actually part of us becoming a greater, freer, more expansive individual, more successful than we've ever been before. And here's the thing, we come home to us, and that is the greatest gift in the world. Okay, Selmar, please share.
My husband's Venezuelan, and when I met him, he was still legally married to his wife, and he wanted custody of his child. So I put up close to $20,000 for him to secure custody of his child. And then subsequently, they approved parole for Venezuelans, humanitarian parole. So I refinanced my house to bring his entire family here, his mom, his sister, brother, And so that created financial distress on our part. And now, even though thought I was doing something good, now I am going through divorce, with the blame of messing up the finances in the home.
Wow. Wow. So that was 57 seconds. Really good job. The roles we play, right? The roles we play to get the love we need. How many masks have we played as women? The good wife, the good partner, the good daughter-in-law, the giving woman, the loving person. How many times have we thrown ourselves in front of a moving car because we thought this would give us love? But yet at the end of the day, we end up with a glass empty or half empty. And so I'm here to tell you that it is time to reclaim our power, our purpose, and ourselves. It is time for us to stand true to ourselves and say, no more, no more. This is cultural, and this is culturally powerful, because a good daughter who's now succeeded and arrived supports the family and brings them over. And we think, oh my God, we're going to be loved even more, right? Until we're not. And then we turn around one day and we recognize we didn't show up for ourselves. We gave for everyone and everything. And now it's time for us to be true to us. Jezzy and Selmar, you guys are a good connection. Please reach out to each other, support each other. Okay, Jolene, woohoo! Ready? Go.
Okay. I too have a million different stories I could tell, but it basically goes back to, I've been working on this stuff and setting boundaries and getting better for a couple of years now. And it goes all the way back to my childhood and my unstable mother, who, of course, when you're growing up, you don't really know she's unstable. But now I know that I was raised in a very unstable, crazy woman household, constantly looking for attention, appreciation, anything that was positive, because there was nothing positive. So long story short, and we moved every year or 2 years, my whole childhood. So I know now that as I look back, that for me, it was all about acceptance. I just wanted to be accepted, to be loved, to be recognized, to have something positive in my life. My dad was great, but he worked all the time. And I think it was because he didn't want to be home with mom. So I have settled for others for my whole entire life. And I'm not going to do that anymore. No more settling.
Yay. Yay. Good job. That's 1 minute. Thank you for the share. You guys, every single one of you have an incredible and deep story. And it's so hard to take these incredible lives and stories and condense them into 1 minute. How do you do that? But what I want to say to all of you is you're strong, empowered women. Thank you for sharing, because this is not always pretty. This is a 100% safe group, and we are 100% here to support each other. And so please raise your hand. I want you to pick the most important pieces. But there were some boxes in our lesson that I think is the most important part that I want you to take away from module number 1, which is check out the areas you want more of in your life. And then out of those boxes that you checked off that you want more of in your life, I want you to pick one that you're going to work on here, because Rome was not created in a day. Pick one simple limit that you want to set for yourself. Okay. If you've got self-care boundary issues, for example, maybe you're drinking too much alcohol and hurting yourself with it, pick one limit. If you've got an emotional boundary issue with someone you love and you really want to talk about how you feel, write that down. So here are check the boxes. And so raise your hand if you want to say yes or no when you want to. Do you say yes or no? So Check out the areas that you want more of in your life. Do you say yes or no when you want to? Everybody got that? Yes?
Mm.
Okay. Do you separate your needs, thoughts, feelings, and issues from others? Anybody struggle with that? Yeah. Hey, yeah. You know what? That's a dirty little secret, isn't it? That's the elephant in the room for most women, especially strong women. Well, not me. Prioritize yourself and the things you love. How many of you want more of that? Build self-esteem. How many of you want more of that? Express compassion without taking on the feelings of others. How many of you want more of that? Yeah, highly damaging, right? That's where the body keeps the score right there. Create equal relationships and have power and responsibility. Accept hearing no from others. How many of you struggle when you hear no? Ah, yeah. Okay. Share personal information gradually in a mutually shared and trusting relationship. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Protect your physical and emotional space. Who wants more of that? Yeah. All right. Do you guys remember COVID when you held hostage in a room with your partner? Ah! All right. By the way, that's where the word boundaries became so popular. Wonder why? Feel more secure and centered. Who wants to feel more secure and centered? Yeah. Be able to end unhealthy relationships. Who wants to know how to end an unhealthy relationship? Be able to manage your time better. Who wants to know how to manage your time better? Yeah, thank you, internet and being an independent business owner. Who's held hostage to their computer and to the people they serve? Yeah. Oh, I love the face, Jessie. That works for me. Okay. Who wants to rest or take naps when you need to? Yeah, wow. I want that. I want more of that for you. And who doesn't want to work on their days off? Yeah, right? I want that for you. So when you look at the lesson, look at your boxes and identify your top 2 or 3. Take one, the easiest one that you're going to work on in this coaching group. And the first one that you're going to pick is the one that's going to give you more time, more money, and more freedom. Don't let the money piece bog you down. Let's check it out. When you have healthy boundaries, you make more money. Funny how that works. Isn't that crazy? All right. This is how we're going to end every single session. So let's unmute. Everybody unmute. And we're going to get a little reverberation on Zoom, but hang in there with me. Okay, let's all say together. I have the right to make mistakes, to course correct, or change my mind.
I have the
Have
right
the
to
right
make
to make
mistakes,
mistakes,
course
to
correct, or
Correct or
change my mind.
Change my mind.
Number 2, I have the right to say no or yes to others without feeling guilty.
I
I
have
have
the right to say no or yes to others without feeling guilty.
Without feeling guilty.
I have the right to make mistakes, to course correct, or change my mind.
I have the right to
the
make
right
mistakes,
make
course correct, or
mistakes,
change my
Correct or
mind.
change my mind.
Change my mind.
I have the
I
right
have to go.
negotiate for my preferences, desires, and needs.
I have the right.
Say that again.
Say it again.
I have the right to express and honor all of my feelings. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I have the right to negotiate for my preferences, desires, and needs.
I have the right
I
to
have the
negotiate.
right to negotiate
my
my
preferences and my
needs.
desired needs.
needs.
I have
Yes.
the right to express and honor all of my feelings if I choose.
I have the
I
right
have
to
the right to express
honor all my feelings and
honor
all
my
feelings.
feelings.
I have the right to voice my opinion, even if others disagree.
I have the right to
My
voice my
opinion,
opinion, others
even if
disagree.
others disagree.
If others disagree.
I have the right to be treated with respect, consideration, and care.
I have the right to
Have
be
the
the
right
right
to consider with
consideration
respect.
and respect.
Consideration
Consideration and care.
and
Consideration.
I have the right to determine who has privilege of being in my life.
I
have
the
I
right
have
to
the right to determine
privilege
who has
being in
privilege of
my
being in my life.
I have the right to communicate my boundaries, limits, and deal breakers.
I have the right to
I have the
communicate
right
my
to
boundaries,
communicate my
limits,
boundaries, limits,
Limits and deal breakers. I have the right to prioritize self-care without feeling selfish.
I have the
I
right
have
to
the right
prioritize
to
self-care
self-care
without feeling
self-care
selfish.
without selfish.
I have the right to talk true, be seen, and live free.
I have the right to talk
The right
true,
to
be
truth,
seen, and
and
live free.
seen,
and live
and
free.
live free.
All right. Nice job, everybody. Way to go.
You.
And in the future, what I'd really like is if you would please, Paulette, since you are a wise woman and a leader here in our group, would you please share our Boundaries Bill of Rights on a little Zoom video in Spanish or Portuguese or whatever you and Selmar will understand together. And those of you that are studying language, I'd like for you to practice that. Okay? Because this is going to help you too, bridging the gap. Would you do that, please?
I'll do that.
And I will share that with you in a text message. And
Yes.
Dr. Tanya, please feel free to share in our Facebook group. You have so many powerful tools to help us with. I invite you to share your zone of genius, and thank you so much for the honor and the blessing of joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you, those of you who have come today. I was a little rusty. This is my first session, so hang in there with me. We're in it to win it, everybody. All right, and you're welcome to schedule a one-on-one with me. Tanya?
Yeah, I'm just going to ask a Zoom user there. I think your name is Kathleen.
Uh-huh.
I don't see any way to connect with you.
Oh.
I don't even know what your name is because it says Zoom user on your video.
Oh, it does?
So if you can change your
Yeah.
name,
Okay, I'll
Whoops.
change it. Yeah, do you see me now?
I can see you and I can hear you. I just don't know who you are because it says Zoom user instead of your name. So
Okay,
it says
I'll
Dr.
fix
Tanya
it.
English here, and you can go up to the three dots up at the top and change your name so we can
Oh,
know
I
who you
don't
are,
have-
because right now you're pretty anonymous.
Oh, okay.
And you haven't put any information in the chat so we can connect with you. So I would love to connect with you. I just don't know how. And I've put
Okay.
my scheduler in there so you can all schedule a chat with me.
Excellent.
Okay.
If
So
you want, I could share my screen so I could show her where to go.
excellent. Yeah, that would be great. I'll have to do that right
Host
now.
disabled share screening, so I can't do it.
Laura can share her
I'll
screen.
figure it out.
Hang on.
Is there,
Oh, dang it. Hang on. Okay, there we
there a
go,
way?
Selmar. Okay, so Selmar, you're welcome to share the screen. I would
Yeah,
suggest
if you're on your phone, you'll just have to hover over at the bottom. But
Okay.
basically, if you
Oh,
hover
the
over
three
at the
dots.
bottom, you'll see the three dots, and then you click there,
Would,
click
okay.
on settings.
Wait. It's not doing it. Oh. It's not working. When I click, nothing happens.
Okay, so next time when you come in, it's going to ask you to put your name. Just put your name on there.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys. I didn't know that. Okay. I'll have it for next time.
Always go to YouTube and say, how do I do this? And it'll show you.
Oh yeah, that's the best way.
Always go.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. And also I will share in the messenger with you, Kathleen, also. I'll share with you. And you can go to our Facebook group and share your contact information. That's where everybody can grab
Okay.
it. Okay.
Okay, I'll
Will
do
that be
that.
helpful? Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's important for us all to know that we all, we're learning new things along the way, and that's really good. We're all on the same line. Do schedule a chat with me. Please do that. I'm generally $350 a session. And for all of you, because you're here in this group, it is my gift. Okay. So please schedule a chat with me. So I am especially fond of this group because this is a group for every woman, and every woman deserves to have healthy boundaries and to have access to some of the greatest health care and self-care. And you are all the greatest value here. Also, by the way, do reach out to each other and collaborate and connect, because we are our own best advocates. Okay, so let's let go now. Let's jump into freedom and let go of that guilt. Let go of that guilt, even that low-grade panic from your childhood. Name it and claim it, ladies. Name it and claim it. I have the right to exist. I am strong, I am focused, and I am here. Now, in the future, this will be 1 hour, so we won't go over. And I would like to make sure you go to module 2, do the work, check into the Facebook group. I'm gonna have a Q&A section this week in Facebook. And so keep looking for the post. I'm gonna show up live, and whether you're there or not, I'm gonna teach anyway. No, I won't be coaching, I'll be teaching. And then when you show up, I'll be doing the Q&A and I will be coaching. How about that? I get to wear a couple different hats. So jump on in, all right? Okay, everybody, thank you so much. I'm so happy and grateful to have you. Check out the replay. And hopefully in the future, I'll be able to streamline this so it's shorter and sweeter, so you don't have to hang out in a Zoom room for like the replay for the entire time. But I think it's really helpful. The first
Laura.
part, make sure you're here. Because what I notice in the past is women just do the work, but they don't show up and check it out. It's another mindless cognitive exercise. I think Tanya did such a great job sharing this with me. It's like, oh God, I've done this before. Well, okay, what's the difference? The difference is that you're going to work together. We're going to practice dialogues. Okay, you got that thing you want to say? I've got over 130 dialogues that you're going to learn. Make sure that all of you download the PDF, Conversations for Setting Healthy Boundaries. I want you to download that now. And if you would like to translate that, that would be great. That would be so powerful. You know, I think I'm going to put that into ChatGPT. Paulette, can you help me with this? Is it smart for me to put it into Spanish? I think so, right? Do both? Okay. And so I think translating.
Would you say conversation? What?
So, okay, when we go to the Facebook group, you want to go up to the guide section, and that's where all of the program modules are. Scroll all the way
in files, not
No, it's in
guide.
files. It's not
They're
in
in
guides.
files.
Thank you.
Guides is all holiday stuff from the last
Oh.
one, I guess.
But what is the PDF that you were talking about?
Okay, so the PDF is in, where was it? I'm sorry.
Files.
It's in files in the Facebook group.
Right.
Right, but what is the name of the PDF
Phrases
that
for
you just
setting
said?
healthy boundaries.
It says, yeah, it says module 1, 2, then on and on.
Right,
and on.
but she just said download the PDF conversations for what? And then I got lost.
I think it's phrases for setting healthy boundaries.
Phrases for setting healthy boundaries. So you should be able to find that in a heartbeat. If you're having trouble navigating that, message me in Facebook Messenger, because I know some of you have people to coach and work to continue with. But message me. Also, I'll put it again in Facebook. Tanya, thank you for pointing that out. I'm going to go into that section, get rid of the holiday stuff.
Yeah,
because that's way behind
that's
us.
what's in guides, but we want to go to files.
Go to files. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Laura, I have a question. Backing up to I am stressed, I am focused. What was the third line in that? I am,
This is our boundaries, Bill of Rights.
yeah, and it says
Okay.
I am
I'll be
strong,
sure.
I am focused. And there was a third line.
Well, I'm sorry, honey, I can't remember, but I will definitely put the boundaries Bill of Rights will be in our
Okay.
Facebook group.
Oh,
And you
okay.
can
Oh,
come
good.
back to the replay, which is why I
Okay.
recorded it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Perfect.
if you guys have any questions, grab me in Facebook. That's why we have the Facebook group, is for any questions, anything that you're confused about, go to the Facebook group and drop it there. Plus, you know what? There's so much value in this room. It's insane. The value in this room of wisdom. And I want you guys to dip into each other so you can glean the wisdom in this room. I want you all to know that this is the power also of a mastermind. We've got all these brains in one room. We've got all this incredible life experience. When you guys just give me 1 minute of what you know from your past and what you've learned, right? We have women in this room that need your wisdom. That's what the Facebook group is about, okay? Is us actually supporting and helping each other. Yes, I'm the coach. Yes, I'm an expert. Yes, I have everything you need to support you. And yes, I do charge for that. But we are here to support each other with the lessons and the modules, which I put together. And this is put together based on cognitive therapy. Was created by other boundary experts through a lot of research. So what you're getting isn't just my ideas. Good news, by the way. Okay, everybody, if you have any questions, message me, really important. I'm here to serve you. And know that our Facebook group is always there. And I will be reaching out to you, no worries. I'm gonna make sure everyone is supported all along the way. But you gotta do the thing, which means even if you don't do the module, show up, okay? Because we show up to support and help each other. And it helps us, right? The most important part is when we get into those dialogues, okay? Because we learn to use things like saying I want, I need, I feel. Not you. I. I feel, I want, I need. Okay? And we don't do this with a tone of I feel, I need, I want. We do this with a tone of I feel, I need, and I want. And I need your help. Or I agree to disagree. Maybe we can get back to this later. There's so many ways to master a simple boundary. That was a simple boundary skill. And around week 8, 7, and 8, you're going to learn advanced boundary skills. Okay? All right, everybody. Woo! 1 hour next time, guys, not an hour and 15 minutes, because you guys need to go make a bunch of money and be successful. Oh my God, I love that, Tanya. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Show me some love. Let me know you're here. Let me know I made a difference. Yes, because I live for these moments. You know what? The greatest tip and pleasure that I have is you standing in your power and speaking your truth and bridging the gaps in your relationships. Okay? So let go of the distractions. Let them go. Let go of the poison. Stop poisoning yourself. And start loving you. All right, everybody. Talk with you soon.
Okay.